Alright, hello everybody. This is going to be our fourth video. Today we're going to actually make an owl. Just so you know too, in case you didn't catch it when you watched the beginning credits or whatever, there is going to be need for scissors, potentially. You can tear it. I just like to make the really simple initial cut with scissors and then tear it, but you don't have to use scissors, it would just be recommended. Again, we're using Origami Craze paper, it's the 225 sheet pack. I'm going to use gray this time, but the test owl is actually made of a brown piece of paper. So this is what it's going to look like. Got a little beak here, and then like the little feathers that tuft out over the eyes. Got some wings, and then tail sticking out. This is my favorite design that I've done so far, actually, out of all of the ones that I put up here. So we're going to get going with that. It's really pretty simple. It's almost just like the crane and the fish and all of those other things too, which is kind of nice. So it's really similar to everything that you've already done if you've been following our videos. But again, using Origami Craze. And then let's get started. So what we're going to do is we're going to make that thing that I called the square base. So to make that square base, what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece of paper and we're going to take one of these broad sides and fold it across horizontally. Line it up like I always do. Put my two fingers at the top and pull straight backwards. Crease it with my thumbnail or fingernail. Give you guys a second to kind of catch it up. Like I said, I like these videos to be so that you don't have to pause. This design is really simple. You could probably do it in like 4 or 5 minutes, but I always like to kind of take my time so everybody can catch up and keep going without having to pause, if possible. Once you have that line, what you're going to do is you're going to fold it back across the opposite direction, but the same kind of fold. So it's still going to be that horizontal style line, making that perpendicular, or that cross going through the center. Line it up as best as possible. Go down that crease. Oops. Alright, so now I've got the little cross going on the center. Give you guys a second just to kind of catch up real fast. So that's something that looks kind of like this. We're going to make that square base. I know I haven't used the term a whole bunch just because I don't know if everybody else knows what it is, but that is what it's called, this shape that we're making. Alright, so then what we're going to do is we're going to take this corner and fold it to that corner. The one right across from it. Line them up. There we go. Perfect. Then you're going to open it up, and you're going to go the exact opposite direction. Fold it along that line that we just made. Line them up. Pull straight back. Flatten that out. I actually saw that we had a comment on our website on one of our first videos, so thank you so much for that. I really appreciate the feedback. If anybody else would like to comment, feel free to visit the YouTube channel. It's the official Origami Craze page, in case you didn't notice that on there or anything like that. You can visit that actual, you can follow that little, our tag, I'm sorry, and then you can actually see all of our updated videos in case you just kind of found this one at random. But feel free to add us and follow our videos and stuff like that so you can keep up with the course. And you can also watch a lot of the videos on OrigamiCraze.com. So then what we're going to do is we're going to take this corner and fold it towards this corner like we just did, like we just made that crease. Take these two outside wings and fold them in on itself. There we go. Make that square base. Get everything flattened out nicely. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take these inside flaps on all 4 sides and fold them in. But make sure you have the open end and fold the flaps in towards that center line. Alright. One down. Got one more. There we go. Flip it over. Do the same thing on the other side. Next side, towards that center line. You can use your fingernail or thumbnail, like I always say. You can always use your fingernail or thumbnail to kind of like smooth the line out and make it a little bit more defined. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take this like kind of shorter side of the kite looking figure, and then you're going to fold it straight back along this horizontal line where you just made those folds. Smooth it out. Alright, so now that you've got that, you're going to open up all of the different flaps. And then what we're going to do is we're actually going to fold, you're going to take the opening end, so where it actually opens up, and you are going to fold them inside again and on themselves. Flatten it out, make sure it's nice and level. All your creases are smoothed out. Flip it over and do the same thing. Alright, give you guys just a second just to kind of catch up. Sometimes those go really smoothly and sometimes they don't go so well. So I'll give you guys a couple of seconds to kind of get going with everything, get kind of caught up. Alright, now once you have that shape, what you're going to do is you're going to take the flaps and you're going to fold them back down, both of them, front and the back. And you're going to end up with that kite shape again. And then what we're going to do, so we've got these little layers and everything, what you're going to do is you're going to take this kite shape and you're going to actually take these 4 outside layers and fold them in towards the center line, but on the short side. Alright, so you got 1 down, you're going to do it for all 4. We got 2 going. Then you're going to flip it over and do the same thing on the other side. Do it on the last one. We'll give you guys a second to kind of catch up too, just in case. Your lines don't have to be perfect. It's always nice to kind of take your time because it does make it look a little prettier at the end, but it's not really a big deal. But, so that's what you got there. So you got those all folded in. And then one of the things that you can do, we can make the wings now. This part's a little tricky, but it's not terrible. Basically what you're going to do is you're going to open up this little flap on the side. So you have this like kind of like diamond shape, and you're going to pull this wing up. But instead of making a regular crease like we've done a bunch of the times, what you want to do is you want to find a point right inside this little crease that's kind of level with where these two fold in together. And you're just going to pull it up to right about there, but then you're going to tuck this wing kind of up. So you should make a fold that's kind of going this direction so that the wing can lay flat but point out to the side. And then just smooth that crease out. So you should end up with something like this. Oops, pulled a little too hard. So you can end up with something like this. There we go. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take this flap on the other side and do the exact same thing. Pull it up to right around that point, that same kind of point. Put your finger up through there, push the wing kind of flat if you can. Try and get a similar crease to make the wing look the same. It's not always going to look perfect, but just do the best that you can. Flatten it out, pull it to the side. There we go. Alright. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take this whole chunk right here and kind of fold it down flat. You can almost feel where it's supposed to fold right here. Just fold it down like right there. And then you're going to lift this up, and then you're going to actually fold it in half again. So you're going to fold it in half like this, but in towards itself. And then you're going to take this point and fold it back up towards the top again. But kind of make it point out. Make sure that it's lifted above this crease so that when you fold it over it sticks out. And that's going to be your beak. You can make it any length you want. It really doesn't matter very much. But then what you're going to do is you're just going to fold it on the original crease. And you've got something like that. So your beak will kind of stick out towards the bottom down here. And then you got your wings on the side. Alright. Now this is the part where the scissors come in. It's really not that difficult. But you have these 2 flaps on the back. And what you're going to do is you're just going to kind of make a slit right here and right here. I like to tear them after that because it gives it that like tuft look where it's like rustled feathers. I think it looks better that way, but it really doesn't matter. So you've got your front face with a little beak and your wings sticking out, and then back, these two flaps. Just kind of make a tiny little snip. Really doesn't matter how nice it is, it doesn't make a difference. Unless you want to cut them, but I like to tear them. I think it looks nice. It looks more like an actual animal in my opinion anyway. And then just tear them up to where the head comes. Right there. And it'll give it that nice like ruffled look. And then the only cuts that I do like to make, or tears, is I like to tear out the center to kind of make it look like they're more separated. This doesn't make a difference. It's just the way that I like it to look. Make a little snip. The angles don't matter. You can do it any shape or way you want. It doesn't make a difference. There's no right or wrong answer. I highly doubt there's an owl that looks the same as every other owl of its kind, so it's not really going to make a difference. But then, like I said, on the top, it just kind of gives it that ruffled look, which I like. I think it looks more like the actual owl, but it's not really a big deal. So you got that. You can snip them, trim them down whatever size that you want. Take your time with that. I'll give you guys a couple of seconds to kind of catch up in case you decided to cut them all, or if you try to tear from the very beginning. But this is your basic shape. Like you said, it's almost done, actually. You can see it. Then what you're going to do is you're going to go down to this first flap, and you're just going to snip right along the point. Just a tiny little snip. You can make it big, you can make it long, whatever you want. These are going to be the feet. So snip however high up you want. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to fold them straight to the sides to kind of give it that little feet look. And the tail should stick out the bottom. So there we go. We've got the beak, got the little tufts of feathers at the top, wings on the side, and your feet, and the tail sticking out the bottom. This is one of my favorite designs. Like I said, I just really like the way that it looks. You can draw on it if you want to give it a face or whatever, but I always keep it simple like this. Thanks so much for watching, guys. This is our 4th video. If you do have any questions, or if you want to watch any of the other videos, you can go to the YouTube page, or you can obviously go to origamicraze.com. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.